Hi, in this 11AX or Wi-Fi 6 series, I wanted to look at something which 11AX practitioners or Wi-Fi practitioners are very interested in, which is sniffing. So sniffing in Wi-Fi is very popular because it gives us an easy look into what's happening on the air interface in terms of the MAC frame and its headers, even in encrypted connections. And it gives us a lot of file information which can be used for potential debugging of problems. Okay, I want to focus on if there are any new challenges with respect to 11AX or Wi-Fi 6. My name is Shrikant and I'm with NanoCell Networks. Now, though it's a typo to put downlink, I should generally say single user transmissions, which basically are similar to what we have done so far most of the time, which is AP to 1 star in a PPDU and 1 star to an AP in a PPDU. Sniffing those with a capable enough laptop or an AP should be just fine. No real complications. Just make sure that you have a laptop which is friendly for sniffing, or get an external card with the software support. APs can be very useful because of their capability. Just need to make sure you are in good signal conditions both from the AP and the client, as well as you have highly capable device so that you don't miss out. Okay, so this part is the easier part. Let's now look at the multi-user transmission, and first we look at the downlink multi-user transmission. AP can simultaneously send to more than one station in a DLMU PPDU. Can we get an 11AX station which supports, let's say, this DLMU mode to sniff? And here is where the first challenge lies, because typically 11AX client is engineered, it can receive DLMU, but it's engineered to pick up only one of the user transmissions at any given time. So this becomes a challenge if you want to get all user transmissions involved in a HEMU PPDU, then that might be a real challenge. So that's the first kind of thing that we are seeing a little bit in the field, that if I want to see this AP sending out to this and this, maybe I can see only one of them at any given time. This is just because the engineering of the software plus other things done on that device is optimized for such a setup. Can APs do any better? Well, APs in star mode would probably be engineered for a very similar setup unless you want to engineer for a sniffer. Okay, and this cannot be magically sort of overworked by just doing some software change, because it requires deeper engineering challenge. So the first challenge is, if I have downlink MU transmissions, can I see everything that's going on in the air which is happening simultaneously? As of today, it's a very tough problem. I don't see an easy solution unless you go for some specialized test equipment which might be able to do this, which again is very expensive, and that's not what most WLAN practitioners and enthusiasts look for. We want to use the commercial, typically our devices, high-end laptops, or maybe sometimes the APs. So that's the first challenge. But there is still, at least you can get some information out from a laptop with the correct support for sniffing. Okay. Now, the other one that we need to think about is uplink multi-user transmissions. The PPDUs going on in the air simultaneously sent by more than one user, called as trigger-based PPDU. Okay, these trigger-based PPDUs are a slightly difficult one in my opinion to sniff and challenge, because the normal station which we typically use many a time for sniffing is really not geared or engineered to receive TB PPDUs. Please understand, they're not normally geared to receive trigger-based PPDUs. Of course, they are geared to receive triggers, and if these triggers are SU PPDUs, you have potentially some information. If they are triggers plus data with multiple stations, you might be able to lock on only to one of those triggers. So these are some challenges, but I see that with a laptop kind of device, which is one of the favorite things, sniffing trigger-based PPDUs could be a real challenge. So is there any quick solutions? I think the best one to capture this would be 11AX AP. Here again, there's a challenge. If I replace this laptop with a sniffing AP, the only challenge is that it has to correlate with the trigger frame which has gone on prior to the trigger, and then it can kind of give us the complete picture of what has happened in the trigger-based PPDU. Okay, so to understand that trigger frame and then kind of decode the corresponding things going on in the air. In my view, that does require extra effort. So I don't think it's normally built into a product. Somebody who wants to make an AP which is capable of sniffing such transmissions, they would be the one who would make this. So this, in my opinion, can be a bigger challenge. And keep in mind that standalone SU triggers, no problem. But triggers which are going, especially multiple triggers going as a part of an MUPPDU, could still be a challenge. Okay. So in summary, sniffing 11AX SU frames should be quite okay as long as you have the right device capability wise and the software hardware support. Downlink MUPPDUs, clients can sniff, but with the catch, they may not be able to give you the complete picture in one shot. Uplink multi-user transmission called as HE trigger-based PPDUs, in my opinion, slightly more complex. Stations are very unlikely to do a good job of this. APs could be the one which might be good at sniffing this, but even that, getting the complete simultaneous picture could be tough. So in summary, I think we are in for a bit of a challenging situation with 11AX where we may not exactly know what has gone on in the downlink MU or the uplink MU transmissions just by observing traces. We can still get some record of what's going on at a high level, but to really get at what's going on in the air as a third party, I think it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Okay, I hope this was useful. So for more information, please look at nanocellnetworks.com. Thank you. Have a good day.